Welcome everyone. Welcome to my channel. Dave Gandaros here. Want to share some updates on some cryptocurrencies today. As you can see, this is the topics of my most recent videos. One of the opportunities that I'm trying to grow to 6 figures. Some cryptocurrencies that I've shown. My daily progress to that 6-figure income. And forex pairs and lead generation. So it's all about creating wealth and creating streams of income. So that's a very quick summary of what my channel is about. If you're interested, hit the subscribe button, click the little bell, look underneath each video for the show more, and read some of the information in there. It gives you ways to contact me, some information about the other opportunities, some information about the video, and just some older videos that are maybe linked to the same topic that you might want to look at as other resources. So again, do your homework, do your study, practice everything I'm showing here. This is an educational channel where I share what I know, and those that know less will learn, and those that know more, maybe this isn't a channel for you to follow if you already know everything I'm sharing. But I hope you get value out of it and you consider subscribing to my channel. We're slowly increasing the subscriber base, and I look forward to continue sharing information with you guys and giving you some topics and some resources and some information and my opinions. Really, that's what this is all about. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just explaining and sharing what I'm doing in the hopes that maybe it'll bring value to you and maybe something you didn't know. And then you could take that and run with it and do whatever you feel is right for you. All right, so let's get into the the cryptos. Now there's going to be 4. I'm going to do because not much has changed. I have 4 here that I'm going to summarize in this video, and then maybe later on today I'll make another video with another 4. We already have patterns on here, and the intent here is to kind of just update what each one is and where they are, and targets that were hit, targets that are maybe still in play, and how you should adjust your charts on a daily basis, or how often you look at the price action. So you can only put on the charts what you've seen at the time when you were doing it, and as price action shows itself and shows what the characteristic is, that's currently happening here, then you have to change. So a lot of times what I like to do is to kind of not get rid of everything, but get rid of some of the clutter, so that you can kind of see what reality is as of today, since you drew this pattern a couple days ago. So this is Cardano, and Cardano has kind of been, just kind of hanging along here on a sideways action here. We had drawn a somewhat of a symmetrical triangle, from here to here. I extended it further to show that this trend line has some history beyond this pivot right here. But as you can see here on the daily, it's hard to see the details, but it seems to have migrated away from our trend line and broke through that trend line. So there's a couple things you could do. You probably want to drop down from a higher time frame to a lower time frame, so you can really see what's happening with the candles, and from there you could kind of make some decisions. For example, from here to here, you could see that there was a pretty explosive increase in volume. Now, somewhere average volume is somewhere around here, so you did see a little bit of a spike here. Right now, if you remember some of my older videos, or maybe this from just knowing it from other videos, or you've learned this already, a lot of times what you want to do is you want to wait for the breakout. And so it did. It broke out and it hit some of our areas of resistance, and so it did hit a couple targets. So if you took a trade here, you hopefully got out here and here. But a more conservative approach and a more low risk approach is to wait for price action to break out of a pattern, and then to come back and check it. So you could see it went down, went down a substantial amount. You probably could have made a good 10% on this trade, but it actually came back and tested it. Now this was support, broke out, came back, and right now it had acted as resistance. You see these wicks? I mean, it came up to these levels, and right now it's gotten rejected. So now this could have been a fake out. Maybe this pattern that we had here wasn't a real pattern, and maybe it's just in a consolidation phase. This is kind of like a double bottom, but it's pitched the wrong way for up, like for a double bottom and hopefully for like a price reversal. You kind of want the second bottom to be higher than the first. Like this is kind of pitched downward. So it's, to me, it could even be an M, right? And an M is usually signifying further downside. Now, I don't know how much that really plays into what reality is going to be, because there's a lot of money coming to people's pockets in the United States. There's stimulus checks that are going to be hitting. There's a lot of momentum. There's a lot of momentum in this market. So, I mean, I guess we could see it come down a little further and hit this 82 mark or 89 mark, which, to me personally is a great buying opportunity, because I'm a longer term holder of Cardano right now. I think I show it on here, but I have a position down here in 15 cents. So, when time rises and you get the nice dips, or things that happen when maybe the weakness isn't really justified, those are good buying opportunities. And again, I'm talking from my approach and what I would do. But if it comes down below $1, I personally would think, with all the momentum and the building of Cardano's fork that's happening in July, I believe it is. Actually, no, I don't know if it's in July. I actually forgot. I'm getting mixed up because I know Ethereum also has something coming out, and I think that is in July. So I'm a little mixed up on what's happening, but I know there's something coming with ADA. And also with Cardano, with Ethereum. And for the life of me, I can't remember which one's which. But there's good positive information coming out with both of them, actually. So I don't know. I personally wouldn't play the downside. Now, you could also kind of look at this chart, and when you go up to a higher time frame, it kind of cleans up the noise a little bit. But you're going to be stretching to kind of you can come down to these broader wicks here. You could really even do this, but you're really stretching it by doing that. We could do that just to see, because we do have a point here. We have this crazy wick that happened here, and now we have another touch point here. So we could leave that there. Let's do an undo real quick, and let's just copy this. Let's copy this and put this down here where it touches this bottom pivot. And it also crosses this wick right here. So let's see if it holds the line. If it stays there and it doesn't go down any further, then we could consider this still within the pattern. But the pattern is getting bigger and bigger. We are talking about daily time frame. So, what do I do there? Yeah, if you notice on TradingView, sometimes you get the glitch where if you go to different time frames, the points you've picked in the other time frames don't exactly match to the lower time frame. So in reality, if this is the case, then this 4 pivot that we had over here, if this is the new pivot, that's the real pivot, it's still okay, because it's still above. It's it's almost perfectly aligned with the wave 1 point. So this is still legit, a legit Elliot wave, which a small retrace here tends to have a larger retrace on the second retrace, right? So if 1 to 2 is small, usually 3 to 4 is a little bigger, and 3 to 4 always tends to be a little bit more drawn out and longer. And so the Elliot wave is still playing out. The only difference would be is that the overall retrace, you have to recalculate a little bit. Once you make that change on that pivot 4, you got to make sure you go and you actually use the retrace and the extension to the right pivot now. So with that new, so we're still within the framework here of where the target could be, for the first wave of the larger cycle. So it's still kind of falling in here as a nice target. So, all right, so let's get rid of this. So, if this is the true pattern that we're working on. Now you got to kind of modify the target as well, because you got to take the low to the high of this pattern to come up with where the price can go. So again, we're not far off from where we were saying. You know, it looks like almost exactly like $2. So let's just move that up a tiny bit. So somewhere around $2 could be a target. Again, like I mentioned, the pivot here would be a point of resistance. This over here seems to be a point of resistance. So you know, these are the kind of the roadmap to where it can go if it goes up. And again, just like we did going up, we got to do going down. So you take this and you bring it down here, oof, it gets bad. Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, according to this, it could come down all the way down to 21 cents. That would be a crazy move in my opinion. More realistic levels, you know, if you look at support and resistance, you could kind of see there was a pivot here. There was a pivot here. There's some wicks here. So I would put a line there as a possible point of resistance. And then over here, you could kind of see some activity that was happening. You got the peak here. You know, you got some wicks here, support, kind of went through up and down. But like this might be a possible, this could be another possible level of where the price can go. And then finally down here, you know, yeah, I mean, you're looking at something like here. If it's actually going to come back down, you know, price target for the patterns there, but you know, the point of resistance could be down there. So these would be possible downside targets that you can, you know, look at, you know, something like this. Which, I mean, you know, honestly, since I'm in below that, I'm still okay. I mean, to me, personally, if any of these downside targets start hitting, I'm going to just be personally cost averaging in some more. You know, if you think about the longer term, just think about Ether when it was at $2 and it was at $7 and it was at $11 and then it shot up to $1,400. So just, you know, consider not that it's going to do exactly what Ethereum did, but, you know, we're early on here in this price action for Cardano. So to me, anything down here is a great opportunity. Just like we always say, we wish we would have bought Bitcoin at a lower price. Well, this is the opportunity that you could be waiting for if Cardano comes down again. These could be opportunities for you to stack up some more Cardano at lower prices. Again, I'm just speaking from my opinion and my possible, you know, plan of action if this happens. Personally, like I said, with all the positive momentum, I really think that we're going to see probably higher probability of upside than downside. And these are the areas of, you know, possible targets that you should look at. So with that being said, I'm going to, I was going to make one video for more, but this one's already 13 minutes. So I'm going to actually stop the video here, put this one out, just label it Cardano. And then if you're interested in watching Cardano, you can watch this video and you won't have to watch 45-minute video for me to go over 4 different cryptos. So I'm going to make this video a standalone for Cardano. I'll pump it out. Use it as you wish. Practice putting and revising your charts and just kind of taking into account most recent price action, because all you can do is kind of come up with ideas of what you see. And, you know, like right here, we saw that this kind of breached this and now seeing, you know, resistance here, but it also put a pivot in here. So, you know, this is, you know, although it's only 2 touch points, it is a trend line. So you could draw that in there to see what the price action might do. You still have a chance it might break down, and we could still see this, you know, come down a little further and go up. And again, I personally think with all the money hitting the market over the next week or so, I think people are going to put that money to work And again, there's no guarantees in anything, but you know, if anything, history, what do they say? History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. You can see last time we got stimulus checks, the money flew into the market. I mean, Coinbase had a statistic and showed how everyone is exactly depositing 600. So it was pretty obvious that $600 deposits that they were seeing were all stimulus check money that people were getting. And also what we're also getting into here, which is going to be probably another momentum driven for those that are getting money back in taxes. They may consider putting some money into the crypto market as well. Again, not everyone's going to get money back, but those that are going to get money back from taxes, maybe they're going to be smart enough to put their money to work and, create the extra wealth that they, looking for. Maybe they're already in the market and this is just an extra set of money that they could put to work even more to them, or maybe they're new to the market and then they'll actually get in and dip their toes in for the first time. So anyway, that's it for Cardano. I'm just going to make this a standalone. Please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing, and commenting, and pushing this out to the different platforms so people can see this and come and join our community. Again, this channel's focus is on creating ways for you to generate income, streams of income, create the wealth that you're looking for. So whatever your goal is, you can achieve it as long as you're focused on and committed to doing so. All right, take care, guys. Have a great weekend.